welcome back, y'all. So listen, what I was saying was a lot of y'all need to follow my page so y'all can understand y'all worth in the bigger picture of life. Like a lot of y'all don't realize, especially to my ladies, to my females, like y'all don't realize it's important you understand your worth and your purpose in life, because we affect and touch so many other lives, because life begin and end with us. A lot of y'all really don't understand the concept of that. So you feel like, you know, a lot of shit be shots at you. A lot of y'all dudes, y'all don't understand that relationships, the basis of them is understanding what they doing to you, what type of person they turning you into. A lot of y'all look at what the relationship is doing for you. And females, like, to a certain extent, we be operating the same way. We be worrying about what the individual in the relationship with us can do for us, instead of really paying attention and understanding what the shit is doing to us. What type of person is it turning you into? Some of y'all, the reason why you struggle with working on self, personal accountability, admitting that your upbringing was wrong. Like one of the chicks I was talking about earlier on my live, she came back and commented, because I had made the comment about, I probably taught you more than your mammy taught you. She came back and talked about how her mama got 2 bachelor's degrees or some shit. None of that shit mean nothing when it comes to what's really going on in life. Like in college and shit, like this is something that it take a mature mind to admit. It doesn't matter how well put together and poised a motherfucker look on the outside. It don't matter how many degrees you got. If you cannot identify emotions correctly, manage stress, maintain relationships, be in a space where you're genuinely happy about life, and you understand your happiness lies within you, it don't fucking matter how accomplished you look on paper. This how I know a lot of y'all don't understand half the shit I be saying, because the stuff y'all be saying as a comeback or as a way to make y'allself sound relevant or make me feel like I don't know what I'm talking about be way the fuck off. It be way off. It's like this is the sole reason why my platform be growing the way it do, because the stuff I be talking about, they don't teach you in college. Even like y'all therapists, the people y'all pay for actual therapy that got PhDs and fucking, you know, bachelor's degrees in therapy, they be on here looking and taking content from my videos trying to figure out how to help y'all. Because when they went to school for the 4 to 8 years, they didn't teach them this shit, because nobody taught them this shit, because it ain't in no books. It's important that as women, we understand our value, our worth. And when I mean your value, your worth, I mean really understand your power. And I ain't never even talked about this. I'm going to do a Zoom meeting on this, the power of a woman. Like just understanding where your power and control, where it comes from, your intentions when you use it. Because a lot of y'all females don't realize the power, the control, the force that you have, that you project on your family, in your relationships. You're using it in the wrong way. So that's why you ain't coming out in the end with a sense of self-satisfaction or even satisfaction about life. That's exactly why I told myself I refuse to go to one of them therapy. It ain't even about not going to them. It's just about understanding, being honest with yourself about what you can get from certain situations and what you can't get. That's what I'm trying to explain. That's why I made the live the other day when I said a lot of y'all think money make you real. You think degrees and shit like that make you accomplished. You think material stuff and prized possessions and shit like that make you in a space where you know, are somehow better than others. But it be people that be having only a third of the shit y'all have, but be satisfied and genuinely happy with themselves and enjoying life, that's doing it the right way, that's in a space where they way better off than y'all. Yes, you gotta, like, as women, understanding your power, understanding your ability to control, who you have the ability to control, who your power actually moves, and knowing how to use that for the greater good, basically, for the betterment of self, your family unit. Like some of y'all, like, I'm gonna just be real, you get offended by what I say because you using your power and your essence as a woman in a way to manipulate people and the shit y'all be doing, it don't even be like, it don't even be helping you and your kids, the seeds you created, win in the end. A lot of y'all, like I was just saying, you don't understand what relationships are for. Like y'all look for what is he doing for me? What is she doing for me? What can you do for me? Instead of looking at what this shit is doing to you as a person. The work gets so hard to do on self when you done allow so many different relationships to use you up to the point where you don't even know where to begin. This is when a lot of y'all get on one-on-one calls with me and I be like, what you got going on? Y'all be like, everything. Well, what's wrong? Everything, love, everything. For you don't know where to start. You don't know where to begin. You don't know where the bad and the good meet. You don't know shit because you done been in so many different relationships and like, or hell, you could have been in one and that motherfucker just did shit to you and all you was looking at is what was the person doing for you. You got streets, you got the school, you got street smarts, you got book smarts, but then you got common sense. And that shit is missing in both. Like, I know some niggas real street smart, but don't have no fucking common sense. I know some people real book smart, don't have no fucking common sense. That's why I tell y'all, real don't got shit to do with how many degrees you got or how much money you done made off of selling whatever work you selling in the streets. It's hard to evaluate self when your mindset is not reasonable and practical about what's going on in your environment, when you cannot manage emotions, when you was never taught about stress management and shit like that. Like, I'm gonna do a Zoom meeting on stress management of emotions. Like, that shit is coming. And I'm doing these purposely in a Zoom setting because on here, some of y'all ain't ready for that. So for the people that know that they ready and they willing to spend their money to be able to get that knowledge, cool, we'll go there. I don't bother anybody. People come around me just to manipulate me. You got to understand, like, y'all got to understand. How can I explain this? Enlightenment in life and growth and, you know, becoming aware of self and personal accountability is you understanding that you're genuinely in control of, you know, everything that be happening to you in life, including the people that you attract. And a lot of y'all, like I seen somebody, shout out to you, Monique, who was like, I'm ready for the Zoom. I don't care about the price. A lot of y'all, you would spend $100 on some Jordans. You would spend $100 on an outfit. You would spend $100 in the club quick on 3 or 4 drinks. You would throw $100 or more in a strip club, but when it come to like spending some money on some shit that's gonna actually put some real life thoughts and shit in your mind for forward progress, you ain't gonna spend no money on that. You in control of your surroundings. You in control of your thoughts. You in control of your actions. You in control of what type of people you let in your space. If you don't have no boundaries, all that shit lies with you. And this is what I be saying. This is why I be saying what I be saying, especially about us as women. Because when we don't understand our value, when we don't understand our power, when we don't understand our ability to control those around us, those that we've created, you be in a space where all you be doing is creating generational curses and situations where the stuff that you doing is changing people for the worse. And it works out the worst for us in the end. I know it's worth it because I know what all this knowledge I got did for my life. Some of y'all just don't know it's worth it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to post a schedule for the Zoom meeting so y'all can know what topics is coming up for what. They be 1-hour sessions. 1 hour, and it's a chance. It's easier because you also able to talk. You know what I mean? Zooms are visual and verbal. So, you know, you'll be able to speak up. You won't have to try to type what you're trying to say or ask me via text. But a lot of y'all, I could tell, like, even by your ability to jump on the opportunity to learn something that ain't no adults in your life teaching you this shit. I know they not, because half this shit, like, it was an enlightenment coming out of my brain. So I know a bitch ain't tell you this shit. I know they did. Not in the way that I'm explaining it, not in the way that I'm breaking it down, not in the terms and the analogies that I'm putting it as far as relating it to real life. To get in the Zoom, all you gotta do is text the number in my bio on Instagram. The girls on my booking team, they'll get you locked in on whichever topic you're trying to jump in. I'm doing one tomorrow on the lies that women tell. For those of y'all that's not ready to do work on self, you probably immediately offended by the title, like the retarded asshole earlier. But, you know, whatever. When you understand as a woman, like I said, your power, your ability to control your worth, the lies that you tell self, others, that you project out based on your hurt, based on not being able to heal, based on not having the proper examples, based on not understanding, you know, what the whole point of life is. And a lot of y'all don't pay attention to a lot of shit. Like women, we when I say life begins and ends with us, when it comes to certain shit just across the world, like women be the leading gender in a lot of shit that molds and changes the direction of stuff. When major crises and huge changes happen across the world as far as the way that things operate, women be the front runners and playing a role in getting people used to, getting societies and different cultures used to the changes you know, that have taken place when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to even politics, when it comes to, like, a lot of y'all, you just don't know your worth. You don't know your value. You don't understand the importance of me managing my emotions and getting this shit right for a change as a woman. For the sake of my children, for the sake of the men I come in contact with. And it's important to understand your value so that you don't allow men to come in your life. Because the thing about women is, when you get into our feminine side, like having the wrong type of guy, choosing the wrong type of guy, staying with the wrong type of guy, having the wrong kind of men in your household will turn you into a different person. But you know, nowadays, y'all be worried about what a nigga can do, you know, for you, instead of really looking at what is being with this man doing to me. How have I changed or evolved as a woman? Has it been for the better? Has it been for the worse? Have I become numb? Am I out of touch with my emotions? Am I overly emotional? Do I tell myself lies to make it seem like it's not as bad as what it is? Am I in a space where my children are missing out on getting life from me because I'm always miserable or bothered by the relationship not going the way I want? Is my happy defined by the nigga that I'm with or how the relationship is going? Like, this is the stuff y'all never actually consider. I be fucking telling y'all on these lies. Somebody said a black woman is allergic to these two words, accountability and submission. And you know what? I can't even say that I'll disagree if we're going to talk about the majority versus the minority of black women. Because I get most of my backlash on the stuff I'm saying from black women. I get most of the attitude from black women. I get most of the, she don't know what she talking about, from black women. I get most of the, well, why she said that, from black women. I get most of the, somebody need to tell her to shut up, from black women. And I be talking about submission and being accountable and breaking generational curses, because nowadays we are the head of the household based on the agenda of separating black families and pushing the nigga out based on the woman being overly independent. Like, it starts with us. Exactly. My audience is mostly black women and black men. Mark, I give it to y'all all the time. The thing is, with when I speak on stuff that men need to get together on, when it come to me, I don't know what they do in the relationships with y'all, but when it come to me, I don't be no bunch of niggas on my live talking about, no, that ain't true. Or why should they be knowing? They already be knowing. It be 100% agreement when I speak on the shit that men need to get together as far as households and children and stand up for their responsibilities and stop letting women tell you what to do and try to control you based on these kids and what the fucking government telling them should be, and operate in a space where you be the type of father that you should be. Your job as a dad is not to please your baby mama. It's to make sure your kids got the right idea about your character. Fuck what I talk about all this shit. I don't have to spend 2-3 days worth of live speaking on this shit, because niggas hear it the first time. Niggas book one-on-ones the first time and grasp it and go take it for what it's worth, and what they don't like, they leave it. I can't say that I disagree with that neither. Jarrell said anytime a black woman isn't bashing a black man, she doesn't know nothing. I think that's why a lot of females sit here on my lives and they can't understand how she can sit here and talk about everything, but she won't talk about these niggas. She won't say what these niggas, and I do, but it's like you miss it because you caught up in the concept that ain't all I talk about. No, I know why they take my advice as an attack. You know, because nobody never told it to them this way. It still don't change the fact you need to hear it. And the problem is nobody ain't told your ass this way. This is exactly why you haven't gotten it together yet. It's like it's so important for us as women to understand the shit that I be speaking on. Like, even like for those of y'all that you know, you got my lifestyle guide and you see where I start off talking about diet and stuff. Who cooking and picking the diet for the children? Like, who cooking and picking the meals for the household? Females. Half the time, you know, the depression you be going through, the way you feel about yourself has to do with how you eat. Being educated on what the food nowadays is doing and the preservatives in it, and the way your body processes and break down certain stuff, and how certain stuff that you eat don't get broken down. It just goes straight through you and does nothing for you. These are things that, like, especially as females, we have to take a responsibility of knowing. Like, it is something that, like, you know, you got to know. And then understanding the stuff I understand, playing and staying in your role as a woman, as a feminine figure, as I'm strong, but in the presence of a man, you gonna have to be a man. A lot of y'all, you trying to do too much as a woman, and then you wonder why the niggas you keep attracting is pussy niggas, soft ass niggas, crybaby ass niggas, scary ass niggas, mama boy ass niggas, you know, niggas that don't know how to create stability, niggas that come in your life and they wreak havoc and fuck up stuff and pretend like they didn't, can't take accountability. That's what you attract. It's because you ain't got no space in your life for a real man. You only got enough space for a half a man. You do so much as a woman, do so much as a nigga, because you think you both, and it ain't nothing but a little small triangle in your full circle of life. So can't nothing but a piece of man slide up in that shit. You can't get a whole nigga. You can't get a real nigga. You can't get a grown ass man. You can't get a well-rounded ass man, because he don't fit. You already doing 85% of it. Supposed to be 50-50. You be a woman and play your role, he play his role. Man, woman come together, we make 100% unity. It can't be like, because you all over here. And then you think that's the nigga's fault. Exactly. Listening to reply, don't understand shit, can't take personal accountability. Why y'all think like some of my biggest supporters is older African American women that be late 40s, 50s, and 60s? Know why? Because they was you hoes at one point. They was me at one point, thinking they had it all figured out, handling niggas a certain type of way, going through relationships a certain type of way, raising their kids the way they mama raised them, and they realized that young lady know what the fuck she talking about. Because that same shit she talking about, I did and I regret it. And y'all hoes gotta wait till y'all get their age to finally say, you know what? Love was right. She was right about that shit we was doing in relationships and the way we was moving and how we was trying to play both roles and how a bitch wasn't trying to be feminine, didn't want to submit to a nigga, stayed around too long, never used the door when you were supposed to, always felt like you was a victim of something. It's always somebody else's fault. It's always a why God moment, you know, kicking your kids out at 18 because the government said that's the age that they should be able to stand on their own, knowing you ain't taught them shit because you ain't know shit, because your mama ain't know shit. I wouldn't give a fuck how many degrees that motherfucker got. If you can't manage stress, if you can't identify emotions, if you don't understand the bigger picture on life being a journey on understanding self and getting to know you, and nobody else can tell you what type of you supposed to be, it's something you have to do for you. None of that shit mean anything. Y'all gonna wait till y'all get their age and realize like they realizing, damn, I fucked off for a while. A lot of y'all do same thing. You gonna wait till you get old, like the older niggas that be on here telling me I'm knowing what I'm talking about, when they done spent their younger years, and instead of growing up and being a grown man, figuring out how to get your own space, because your mama didn't teach you this shit. Half you niggas, like, all y'all been doing all y'all life is either living with your mother or living with a bitch. You go from your mama house to moving in with a female, and you think it makes it okay because you get to say, I be paying all the bills there. I give her the money for the bills, or I be paying them. But nigga, as a grown man, you should have been got out here and researched how to get your own fucking place, fix your own credit score, put some stuff in your name so these hoes can stop controlling the way that you move. They already, I'm telling y'all on the front of this video, don't know how to use their power and control for the right shit. And then y'all let them tell y'all what to do and control y'all as a man. How the fuck she gonna tell you what decisions to make as a man? How she gonna, but y'all let them do it. Y'all let them do it. Half of y'all niggas around here, you trying to parent based on pleasing the baby mama. I just told y'all niggas this. That ain't what parenting about. She ain't got to thank you, she ain't got to thank you nothing as a daddy. It's about what your kids think. And when I do the Zoom on shit that was missing in your upbringing, 90% of y'all need to be on there. Because the stuff I'm going to talk about, bitch, you was missing it in your upbringing. 100% facts. Some of y'all, your mama's right on here. You one of them mamas that you ain't teach your son shit. He moved from with you, move with a bitch. Go through it with her, she put him out. Get tired of you getting on him by doing shit right, you put him out, or he leave just because of an attitude and go back and find another bitch to stay with. At no point will you ever say as a grown woman, because you know y'all swear y'all be all that, know everything, got all these degrees and shit, swear you hot shit because you got your little CNA certificate. You ain't gonna never be a grown woman and tell your son, listen, I fucked up. I should have been taught you as a man how to go get your own space for you. That way you ain't got to feel no type of way about me, and you ain't got to have these little girls putting your ass out every time they met. You hoes ain't gonna never say that. You're never gonna fix your mouth to say to your children you was wrong about some shit because you want to get on here the same way you be parenting and make it seem like you already got it figured out. Sit here and look at me and be like, yeah, tell them love, but I'm talking to your ass. Shit be big facts. A lot of y'all don't understand, like all of us as adults, you get to a point where you realize my parents don't got it all figured out. They was telling me what to do all my childhood, but when I look at what's going on in the world, on TV, on social media, and what, like, you know, what I want out of life, they ain't got none of it. So you know what? I ain't finna keep listening to them. I'm finna go get online. I'm finna go look at TV. I'm finna get out in the world and find people that got the things that I value or that I see as valuables in life and listen and follow them. That's when you stop listening to your parents. And you know, the old folks call it, oh, they just hard-headed. They ain't no motherfucking hard-headed. Bitch, you don't got nothing to show me that matter with the bigger picture in life. I go through some heartache right now. You ain't never sat me down and talked to me about stress management and, you know, identifying emotions and how you got to go to work when life hitting and shit like that. You ain't never sat down and explained to me generational wealth or the way life insurance policies work when you pay into them and can borrow off of them if you struggle. If I needed a car right now, you ain't got $1,000 or $2,000 to give me as a down payment. You can't put me on your credit card because you ain't got one because your credit fucked up. Like, as your children realize the same way we did that you ain't got a fuck thing that actually matter, but you got a whole lot of mouth and a whole lot of do this and I told you to do that and you need to jump when I tell you. That's when they stop listening to your ass. That's when y'all kids gonna stop listening to y'all. That's when y'all stop listening to y'all parents. Hold on to my mama got 2 bachelor's degrees. Your mama could have 8 bachelor's degrees, ho, and she still ain't teach you this shit I'm telling you. That's why you on here looking at me. It's the truth. It's the fucking truth. You say, how can I not be hard on myself? Listen, this is the thing. The shit ain't about being hard on yourself. It ain't about feeling bad about the shit I'm saying. It's about when you realize it, what you gonna do about it. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? That's the real question. If you one of them niggas that realize, damn, majority of my life, I have been just living with people. I ain't, you know what? Excuse me. I'm exactly who she talking about. I ain't never actually took the time to like look into my own shit and get my own space. Like, there's a certain feeling you get as an adult when you got your own space. When you can walk through this motherfucker, bills paid, butt naked, doing whatever the fuck you want, clean up, don't clean up, leave food out, put food up, whatever you want to do. And some of y'all, you've never had that feeling. And it's your mama's fault because she never told you what I'm saying now. That it is a certain feeling of liberation and self satisfaction to have things that belong to you that you worked for on your own and got. Not that a nigga gave you or a bitch lended you or a hoe, you know, brought to you. That you went and got for yourself. This is the stuff that y'all mamas ain't tell y'all this shit. Not in the way I'm saying it. Y'all parents ain't telling y'all, listen, get life insurance and pay into it while you're young. Because usually when you hit, especially for African American people that don't be fucking eating right and shit, by the time your ass turn 38, 39, 40, in your 50s, you already got high blood pressure, diabetes, something wrong with your kidney. You done spent all your young years in the club. Your liver fucked up from drinking all that motherfucking Ciroc, Patron, and goddamn Hennessy. You in a space where you got all kind of issues, health issues and shit like that. And when you go to get life insurance, a lot of times you get denied for the shit. This is the real reason why a lot of motherfucking black people be having fish fries and fucking cans in the store trying to pay for a funeral. It ain't cause a bitch ain't, you know, had the money for life insurance and shit like that. It really be because a motherfucker tried to get them policies and shit, but they tried to get them too late. Y'all parents ain't telling y'all this shit. Y'all be young thinking, I don't plan on dying no time soon, so I don't need that. It ain't even about that. Guns and butter, assets and liabilities. Shit, that a bill that you pay into, that shit gains equity, meaning you can borrow off of this. Y'all mamas ain't telling y'all this shit. I know I'm right. Somebody say I work in the insurance, and I know I'm right. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't get on here and say shit I don't know. I know it. I come from the hood, from nothing. I've been around all my life people that think like this and operate. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know what's being told to y'all in your upbringing. I know what's being said. I know what it be. You can get on here and cap with me all you want to. I'm not one of them people easily fooled by no outfits, no degrees from an educational system that purposely leave out the vital stuff. You can't arm me with no, I have a doctorate in teaching. Bitch, they don't teach you in college unless you go into some sort of credit or banking course, the way to maneuver and leverage credit and money and understanding in life. Like, you know, going to school for 8 years, acquiring a whole bunch of debt to finally land a job where you don't know how to manage the money and you don't know how to fucking equal out or balance out your income to debt ratio. So the degrees don't mean a fuck thing. Ain't nobody telling y'all this. So you think walking around with your nose tooted up and your hair silk pressed make you feel like you better than somebody else because you got a degree? No, bitch. I understand what the fuck's really going on out here, and I know what your ass wasn't told based on how you sashaying around here thinking you got it figured out. Just like the whole earlier, my mother has 2 bachelor's degrees and she still raised your dumb ass wrong. That's why you on a Love Dorsey live. Now you tag her and tell her double degree ass that. Motherfuckers give you education and knowledge in exchange for fucking being economically fucked, financially fucked. I got a Zoom meeting coming up too on the understanding of teamwork in relationships, and it's specifically for urban people, specifically for black people to understand how we're operating in a space where we're, working against one another when it comes to the upbringing of the children, working against one another when it comes to important information and sharing knowledge in our culture and within our community, how we working against one another when it comes to sisterhood and brotherhood and just being in a space where you understand what's important overall for our people to move forward. Because that ain't being taught neither. That's another thing too. And I got a live coming on that. It's going to hurt some of y'all feelings. But I do have a live coming on parents that's competing with their children. The same way I just said I'm having a live on just, the understanding of teamwork within relationships. Because a lot of y'all, you're in a relationship, but you're in competition with one another. And that's not how it works. A lot of y'all women in relationships, and you think because your mama told you this, that in a relationship, you and the man play equal roles, meaning y'all supposed to operate the same when it comes to everything. It's to the point where y'all get mad at niggas for not thinking or, saying or operating in the way that you would. But you a woman and he a man, so you want the nigga to act like a bitch? You want him to think like a bitch? You want him to be in a space like, well, how Steve Harvey got y'all thinking like a man? You want a nigga to think like a bitch? Like, this is what you're asking him to do in retrospect of y'all being... No, man. No. And when I say stuff like a man ain't supposed to do what a woman tell him to do, like when it comes to his life decisions, when it comes to like what I'm gonna stand on as a man, that's the problem with a lot of y'all. You seen as fake or flaw or not real because how your actions be, but it ain't because you really just doing flaw shit on your own. It's because somebody else, and it's usually the opposite sex, telling you what you should be doing, and then you can't stand on that or follow through with it. That's why you look flawed. Because a bitch told you to choose red. As a man, you really wanted to choose blue. And because she had you choose red and you chose it, now you operating on red like you don't want to be there. So you look flawed. But that's because you let somebody else tell you what to do that's outside of self and what self really wants. Because life is a journey about knowing self, whether you male or female. And when you mix with somebody, you need to mix and mingle with them based on what the relationship is going to do to you in your journey in life. Not what can they do for you. That's exactly what's going on. Most people winging it. They trying to figure it out because a bitch didn't tell them the real shit. But they knew this stuff. Like if I talk to anybody, older parents, any of the elder people that's on here, they agree. They know the shit I'm saying. They just didn't feel like it was relevant to fucking instill in their children. Instead, they told you to do what they tell you to do. Clean up their house, you know, bring your ass in the house, beat your ass like how we got beat as slaves when we wouldn't do what the fuck they told us to do. That type of shit. That's the stuff they thought was valuable. But a lot of this has to do with personal accountability. How a lot of African American elders and parents will not sit in front of the youngins and admit they did shit wrong. And see, this is the thing too. Some of y'all, you might have said some of the stuff to your kids that I be saying. But if you don't lead by example, they still go out into the world after you said these gems to them and listen to somebody else that is a better example to them of what success is. That's why you can't just be telling bitches, go get life insurance and you ain't got none. Make sure you buy a house and you ain't trying to buy one. Keep your credit up and you ain't fixing your credit. Like, you have to really be an example for your children all the way around. One of the main reasons and one of the most important reasons why I go so hard on the internet is because my kids be on the internet. Just like y'all kids, they infatuated with the idea of learning, being entertained by the internet. So, you know, my daughter get online. I'm one of the leading influencers on this motherfucker. So when it come down to listening to me, the internet listen to me. So you know, like, you know, I'm gonna appeal to everything out here that you fuck, so you can run with what the hell I'm telling you, because I'm in your corner. I'm the best you got on your team. And I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you every time. Half the stuff I tell y'all, I don't necessarily verbally say it to my children. I show them through actions. In a relationship, the stuff I be on here telling you females, I apply it. I apply it. Like, I can add Pasa on here right now and he'll tell you. Like, if he ain't in one of his joking ass modes, he'll tell you. Everything I'm on here telling y'all, being submissive, allowing a man to be a man. Stop trying to tell these niggas what to do. Let him lead. Pay attention to his character. Allow him the ability to be able to think and operate for himself. Be a backbone. Be a helpmate in a space where it does not use you up. Stop caring too much. Worry about your motherfucking self and getting yourself together. Make sure your ducks in a row before you try to make a nigga line his ducks up the way you feel like they should be. All this stuff plays a role in how smooth relationships go. And even if that person don't end up with you in the end, you don't feel used up. You're not in a space where they feel like you did something to them. Ain't no toxic shit going on. Ain't no, crazy ass, soul ties and trauma bonds and all that shit going on there. It is pure organic, like, we enjoying each other's energy. I'm allowing you to still be a man and go on your journey, set out in your life based on what you believe in. I'm on mine, but when we come together, we won. Ain't nobody controlling and powering over one another in no space where you start to lose self. But nope, y'all get on here and be, why she talking about the females? And why she saying that? There's some females got mad at me, like mad. Oh, because they see me how I speak when I'm just on here, on the live, just giving game and doing it on purpose to get y'all attention. Like cursing, being assertive, being aggressive on purpose. They mad because when I'm in a space with my man, I don't act that same way. Why would you want to talk to your man the same way you talk to the world? Like, why would you want, if these people in your life, your children, your man, your husband, even your wife, like, why would you want to give them the same energy you give into the world? Why would you want to treat them the same as you treating the world? Like, that don't even make sense. But y'all are type that on you like it really makes sense. Like it makes sense to speak to the people that you are handing your heart and your emotions to, the people that see you in your most vulnerable state, the people that's running up in you, like the people you intimate with. Why would you want to exert the same type of shielded ass, strong ass, whatever you give in the world. Why would you want to do that? And that's a lot of y'all problem right there. You talk to your nigga the same way you talk to your homegirls. You approach your man the same way you approach your friends, your family members, and y'all supposed to be in a completely different space. And if you don't feel like this, he ain't the nigga for you. It's something he ain't doing right, sis. He ain't doing it right. A lot of these niggas be trying to tell y'all this. That what they go through with the world, they don't want to go through that with y'all. When a nigga come home, all the problems and the nag and the shit that go on in the world a nigga have to face, they don't want to have to come home and face that. Y'all be right at the door, neck rolling, finger popping, attitude, and then you wonder why you don't stand a chance pulling a man or having a man choose you that's successful. Because a successful nigga can't stay successful with a bitch like that. Nobody with a relevant job that matters in the bigger scheme of the world and like deals with important shit and stuff that has to do with people's livelihood and large amounts of money, like I explained to y'all on that one live. And you know, just you would never get a nigga like that, because they wouldn't even be able to be successful. Y'all don't understand this. Can't mind your mouth, can't mind your emotions, can't manage them, don't know how to just be you, but you telling everybody else how you can tell the kids how to be a kid. You can tell the nigga how to be a nigga, but you don't know and can't tell yourself how to just be a woman and be feminine, be quiet, be soft, be submissive, lay down, ho, like put on some lingerie, do womanly things. And if you don't feel like this in the presence of the nigga you with, he the wrong nigga, period. I've been saying this for years. Everybody want to be what I'm talking about. Everybody want relationship goals and shit. Nobody want to do the work. Nobody want to like admit they wrong. Nobody want to make changes. Like for me to be in the space I'm in and understand what I had to be willing to admit that I had to be willing to be in the presence of a man and understand certain stuff ain't your place, love. Certain shit ain't your place to speak on. Certain mistakes as a man, a nigga gotta face them on his own. It's certain roles you pull. It's certain things that a nigga gonna do differently than what you think they should do it. You a woman, that's a man, and you shouldn't want a nigga to handle everything the way that you would handle it. Cause then that's a bitch nigga, cause you's a bitch. If she left, you must have wasn't doing something right, bro. Straight up. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. A lot of y'all, like how he made the statement on there, he was like, I made his girl leave him talking that shit. A lot of y'all, like half the time, y'all be in relationships you don't want to be in anyway. If I was to ask you as a man or ask your lady as a lady what type of nigga she really want to be with, ideally, like what does she want for the space she in her life, you ain't that. And she ain't what you looking for neither. Y'all just sticking around and going around and sticking around and toxic. Y'all be crying and acting a certain type of way and, you know, feeling some type of way about a bitch or a nigga leaving you alone that it was never going nowhere anyway. I can't tell y'all how many of y'all I talk to on these one-on-one consultation phone calls where y'all be wanting to talk to me and want me to give y'all, you know, my formula on getting through a breakup, which I told y'all is coming out in my second book. But y'all want me to get that to y'all based on trying to get over somebody that you never actually wanted anyway. Because when I say what type of person fits with where you at right now and where you trying to go, when you describe them, be it male or female, it don't be the description of the motherfucker you were just with. Y'all don't be with people that helping you fix your credit, empowering you as a man or a woman, you know, helping you develop a savings or a retirement plan, putting you in a position where you're becoming closer with your children, putting you in a space where you're becoming more spiritual, cleaning out the fuck niggas and the pussy holes in your life. Y'all don't be with nobody that be like alongside y'all doing this shit and elevating with y'all. Y'all be with motherfuckers, we arguing, we fighting, he this, he that. She got a bitch on the side. He got something in his phone. She in this nigga inbox. They was in the club and didn't come home. He did this over over here. Yeah, she asked me for the money for this. My baby mama mad, but it be a bunch of fuck shit. So when the shit don't work out, I be sitting there like, well, what did you lose? What did you actually lose? Tell me what we crying for besides some mismanaged emotions. Because half of y'all be crying because of feelings that ain't really real. It be misidentified emotions. You think you're hurt and sad, but really you got anxiety and disappointment for not getting it right for the third time, or for the second baby daddy, or for the second baby mama, or for the third relationship. But you're not actually hurt. You didn't actually lose anything important in your life like that. You sad and bothered by the representation of what the failed relationship is going to show the world and the people around you that you was fronting for. But you didn't actually lose. These hoes that be leaving y'all alone, they wasn't the best thing that ever happened to you. This bitch putting you out every other week based on how much money you got in your pocket, never asking you how you doing, never caring about what your goals is, or either trying to mama you, because some of these hoes do ask you all this stuff just as a way to help you and build you up, to turn around and make you feel like you gotta stay with them. These is 100% facts. And this go for male or female. Everybody be doing is sitting around crying and shit about a bitch that it was going nowhere with y'all. Y'all ain't building y'all life. Motherfuckers be around here 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. You wasn't building your early life portfolio for retirement. You wasn't managing money. You wasn't educating yourself right. You wasn't like gaining no new perspective on life to make sure the kids that you having right now or raising right now. Y'all, you wasn't doing none of that. Y'all fucking, arguing, breaking up, making up, fighting, you know, going out of town, coming back in town. Nothing relevant to real life progression. And then y'all sit on the phone with me and think that I'm going to believe that you really hurt. The difference is I will sit there right with you and listen to you cry. And when you get done, tell your ass, now pick yourself up and understand you did that to you because the dough worked the whole time. Now what you finna do about your goals? That's just what the fuck I be telling y'all. Male or female, stand on what you chose to stay involved in, because ain't nobody make you. Niggas ain't putting no gun to your head to have 2-3 kids from them. Ho ain't putting no gun to your head to keep going around there getting pussy from a bitch who belittles you as a man and don't empower you in no type of space to be your own man. What'd you say, sis? This conversation isn't for everyone. I see now a lot of here just for entertainment. Not gonna use that. Listen, that's been going. I've been on here for 7 years. That shit you saying been going on for the longest. Bitch, come on here. Yeah. Woo, talk it. You telling the truth, love. Don't apply none of this shit. Go lay in the bed right next to a nigga I'm talking about or a bitch I'm talking about. I've been telling females for years, stop putting niggas out. You think they stopped? Stop getting with these niggas, putting them out, bringing them back, and thinking the dynamic of the relationship is still going to be the same after you done tried to strip a bitch of their basics. Shit that they are entitled to if they paying and supporting into the household. Nope. They ain't stopped yet. They'll be on the phone with me trying to get me to help them figure out how to keep the nigga. You done fucked up the whole dynamic of what you represent in this man's life. You like the police now. At any given time, if a bitch feels some type of way or they horny for a body, bitch might kill you. You feel some type of way, you know, itching for an argument, you will put a nigga out and make it where they in the space because they name ain't on the lease, but you know you getting the man money to pay the bill. This shit be too real for y'all. Y'all don't like to talk about this kind of stuff. This when I become a pussy hole or a bitch with a deep voice or a bitch that need to shut up because she don't know what she talking about and why she always talking about the females. A lot of y'all break up with the niggas and you was the problem. Saging and shit. Running around here acting like you getting your chakras lined up and shit. And bitch, you is the negative energy. You and your ancestors is the ones doing it to your motherfucking ass. Y'all know that's y'all new thing. Me and my aunt. You and your ancestors is the bad energy. You and all of them need to get together and get y'all spirit, y'all energy right. Because you the fucked up one. Now sage that. How the fuck does sage work when the motherfucker waving around is the one with the bad energy? That shit don't work out. Be having on all them beads and shit for protection, but you the one out here plotting. I be sitting back looking at some of y'all. You got on these beads and shit every day talking about, but ain't nobody plotting on you. You the one doing the plotting. You the one want to see all your exes fucked up because it didn't work out. You the one got heat for people around you and hating on people. A lot of y'all, the hate be in y'all heart based on the disappointment with self. Y'all swear y'all got trust issues with others, but it really be trust issues with self because your judgment is bad because everybody you picked didn't amount to nothing, but you picked them. So really, the issue is with you. You need to go fix and fulfill you so you can pick better. A lot of y'all, you got no boundaries. Like I was explaining to the lady earlier, go get you some boundaries set up. You have none. So anybody you like a little bit or a lot of bit, they can come in your life and get close around you and backstab you. That is why you keep getting backstabbed. It's not because people are so clever and they're infiltrating this great, maze you got around you, and you just can't understand why God just keeps saying, you ain't got no boundaries. Ain't no gate around your house, no door on the front, no screen door, bitch. Ain't nothing there. You ain't got no alarm. Everybody running up in that bitch and running out. I've been told y'all that. You in a relationship with somebody, y'all have a disagreement or something come up, 48 hours, bitch. Allow 24 to 48 hours processing time to make sure you actually feel how you feel about what's going on. Because most of y'all were not raised to manage or identify emotions correctly. So instead of running the risk of making it worse by reacting off of a misnamed emotion or being in a space where you ain't even whole right now, give it 24, 48 hours to process, bitch. Even orders online take 24 to 48 hours for the people to even sort out what the fuck you ordered, bitch. It works. You broke up with somebody, talk to the wall for about a week. Literally, mentally, physically, however you want to do it. But there's a lot of things you want to say, and half the shit you don't need to say it to the other person. It needs to just be said out loud because you need to vent. And you don't got nobody in your life trustworthy enough to be venting to them. So text it to yourself. Go say it out loud to the wall. Go stand in the bathroom mirror. This is stuff y'all wasn't taught. I said 24 to 48 hours, bitch. The difference between pursuing and chasing a woman, when you chasing her, she running. When you pursuing, she's not running. She's allowing you the chance to earn her and show her whatever it is you're trying to show her. That's the difference. And a lot of y'all niggas do be chasing hoes. There will be a zoom on that, and it will be titled Chasing Hoes. Because a grown woman gonna let you know either she available and she gonna allow you to pursue her, or she ain't. Ain't gonna be no chasing. Nigga ain't got to chase me. Grown women, I say this all the time. I ain't never ran from no good thing. Like when I learned to live in my maturity, I'm not running from a good thing. I'm not finna play with a grown man. I'm not finna play around with a good nigga. I'm not finna pretend. I'm not finna act. I'm not finna have my ego or my pride in a space where I'm possibly gonna lose out on some good shit with a decent or a person that has their shit. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. When I do the Zoom meeting on exes, a lot of y'all need to get in there so y'all can understand what your ex represents. Because a lot of y'all, your ex got you in a space where you can't find your next. You will never get a next best or another or a new, or get in a space where you're doing better because of the hold they got on you. Somebody who saw no value in you, seen no real reason to treat you better. And I've had it done to me in my life. That's how I know. Where a motherfucker, I gave you plenty of time of day. You showed me in no way, shape, or form did you see any value in any other fruit I'm giving you. And y'all know my analogy on giving a person fruit. That's where you actually being careful about what you're giving them, what you're saying to them, how you move. Then a lot of y'all, you can't let go. You be in a space where you definitely need to be in my life when it comes to, you can't let, I did a one-on-one over the weekend, and I was getting my makeup done while I was doing it. Y'all motherfuckers be so worried about y'all ex and rather they gonna get they due or they karma or, first of all, you won't admit your role in the relationship not working out. You won't even admit that the person didn't fit with you. How I was just saying earlier, a lot of y'all, you keep bringing up an old nigga name when the nigga never was really for you like that anyway. Don't mean this. See, this is where y'all parents, like, you know, failed y'all when it comes to relationships. Somebody could not work out with you, and it doesn't mean that they're not a good person. That just means they weren't good with you. I got a few exes from my past. I don't got nothing negative to say about them niggas. Only thing I can tell you is that with me, we weren't compatible. The space I was on, the type of time I'm on, the type of woman I am, he didn't mix. But he ain't no bad nigga. He ain't no fuck nigga. He ain't do no bullshit. He ain't, you know, do nothing no different than the average human being that's not perfect. Y'all be so hooked on your watch. You sit back and you're looking at the nigga. You're wondering if him and the new bitch more happy than what y'all was, or if he giving her stuff that you wanted him to give you, instead of just realizing the shit didn't fit me. So you be on these apps. Oh, I used to go with John. Oh, he tried to talk to me. Oh, nobody gives a fuck. You go in the store. You try on. You go, exactly, Steve. You be keeping up. You go in the store. You try on the red bottom. Put the bitch on. It say it's a size 9. That's how, you know, niggas do you sometimes. They say, yeah, I'm that. I'm looking for a man that's this. Nigga say, yeah, I'm that. You ever went in the store? Yeah, I wear a size 9. They go in the back, get the red bottom in the size 9. You put it on. Give me the other shoe I want to try, and both of you walk around and he's like, oh shit, this bitch hurt my pinky toe on the side. I get, excuse me, acrylic white tips on my toes. That shit pushing up against the top of my, it's a 9. They on the box. So let me see the box. The box say a 9, but that bitch don't fit. You walk right and you try to make it fit. You know, you trying to see how you can maneuver. Maybe I can put a shoe stretcher in there, but no, the leather, like, it don't feel right on the size of my pinky toe and shit. It don't fit. Now you got to give it back. How would you look standing around in the store? Other people coming to try on that 9. It don't fit you. You standing around the shoe box. Hey, that shoe, it hurt your toe. That shoe, don't go over there. Yeah, I used to be with that shoe. I had that shoe on. Yeah, you don't want to. But if another woman walk up and put that shoe on and it don't hurt her pinky toe, she ain't got no white tips where it make her toe feel tight. It don't do the stuff to her that it did to you. What do you matter? You need to walk your ass off and let that lady purchase that shoe. Or let's say a bitch come in, put the shoe on, and it do hurt their foot, but they want to wear it. They want the red bottom so bad. They want a nigga so bad, I'm finna buy these bitches. She ain't built like you. You wasn't willing to walk around and take that. She is. What is that your business? That's how y'all look on these apps and shit. I used to go with John. I used to be with Paul. Mike used to try to talk to me. Joe was in my inbox. Girl, what did it do for you? Did it work out? Was y'all compatible? Did you elevate? Did your life? Because if it didn't, you look stupid. Still mentioning this shit. You look dumb. I don't got no desire in me to bring up what an old nigga did to me. I'm trying to build with a new. I'm trying to be better. The shoe didn't fit me. Yeah, I went in the store. I can admit I wanted the nigga to fit. I can admit I wanted the red bottom to fit. I wanted to have some bloody shoes like Cardi B too. But when I put them bitches on, I wasn't built for them, sis. It ain't work out with me, bro. I had to leave them bitches alone. And if she got them on, strutting around, whether her feet hurt or not, they don't got a fuck thing to do with me. If she with the nigga and they married and they happy, it don't got nothing to do with me. I already tried it out. It didn't work with me. But see, some of you hoes, you can't think this far. You can't. So you steady on lies saying irrelevant ass shit. These are facts. Now go pray, meditate, suck some dick, read, educate yourself. Go do something relevant besides worrying about what an ex nigga doing or the next bitch doing that ain't building or uplifting you or making you and your children or your household stronger. Because I don't see myself doing it. I don't know apps worrying about no bitch or no nigga that ain't got nothing to do with my everyday progression right now with the woman I'm trying to become and the things I'm trying to accomplish. Have a good night.